So here it actually is going to grab the chip and pick it up, and instead of actually trying to drop it down in the board, it's going to move it across the back like it's picking a column, and then it'll lower it into the column and actually hang it in the cell. Then it goes the other side to do the same thing on black. The grabbing of the chip is my favorite part.
Yeah, that's so neat how it picks it up like that and just sticks it right in the board.
And there's a few fancy things on the way the arm moves. We'll have to take a look here in a minute to see it from the back side, the way it actually inserts the chip in the back. There's a couple places on it where it hangs, and I need to get some more timeouts in there. There we go. So now it's back to the red side to grab a chip. Picks it up. It's going to move it to the middle column. And this arm has a motor on the bottom of it and also on the top. So it'll, with the two motors, it can extend it out to put the chip into the board. And then we're off to the black side, and it's going to, should end up putting the chip in the middle column again. Straight up, and two motors to move it out. Sometimes it hits, usually it hits. Hang it up in the board. One of the things about this, the board itself is actually made of 21 cells, double cells. So in a lot of cases I have them connected together.
And this thing is so massive. What is the overall size of this? When you first started with this build, were you planning to make it this big?
This is pretty much what I planned from the start. Each one of these cells is 1 foot square, and so it's 6 feet tall by 7 feet wide. The base that it's on is a 3 foot by 10 foot base, so it's got room for holding chips on either side. Gives it one more little lift there, and
what was the design process like as you were putting this together? Was it just kind of design one cell and then just replicate that for the rest of it?
Yeah. This is all based around the fact that, like I say, the cells are 2 cells tall. So I built the cell first and figured out how I probably had 4 or 5 prototype double cells. And then once I figured out exactly what parts I needed, then I got all the parts for it and just built that cell 20 times. There's a couple places where I have to fix some timeouts, so when it gets to the end like this, right now I have to pick it up because the motors have to move a little bit farther to get to where it thinks it should be. And I need a counterbalance on this arm to offset the weight of the 3 motors. It's got 2 motors, or 1 motor for the claw, and then 2 motors to extend out. But there's a couple places where it when it's trying to lift that up, especially as the batteries start to go down, it slows down more and more. You're right there in the middle. Put it in. Wait to make sure it's in there, and then off to get the next chip.
So how long does a typical game take to play out here?
That's the part that I don't like, the way it turned out. It takes about 30 seconds per chip, so it'll take maybe a half hour to play a game, which is kind of unplayable. It looks good, and people can watch it, but very few people have the patience to play a whole game. I'm not sure I sometimes have the patience to watch a whole game. When I started doing this, the chips, I had planned to do chips that had red on one side and black on the other. And so I got a bunch of the maroon pins so it would look good on either side. And then I ended up just making it so that I had a separate set of black and red chips. Yeah. There we go.
There you go, yeah.
Again, I just got to fix my timeouts there a little bit.
How does this move around then? Does the whole thing break down for storage easily?
Yeah, it comes down so that each one of these is in these double cells. And actually, hold on just a minute. So this is one cell that basically 42 of these. I've got, you know, several, well, most of them are double cells, so it's twice as tall. But yeah, it's just like this, breaks down, so it's pretty easy to transport. And then the board, the field breaks down. This, if we look at the whole board, back up just a little bit. This whole board, I'm not too worried about this because it's not really going anywhere, but it's a little bit loose looking, but it's pretty rigid in what it's doing, so it's not like it's going to fall over, but it does kind of look a little scary there.
Well, that's very neat, and it looks like the game's still going to be going on for a few minutes here, so I appreciate you showing that to us. Thank you.
Yes.